Robinhood made a lot of money. A lot of money. They made more money in the last report than the previous one, probably fueled by the fact that crypto was at all-time highs, at least Bitcoin was anyway, and we had greed and even extreme greed through that period. So it fueled their finances because a lot of people use Robinhood to trade crypto, right? Also, the stock market did pretty well in that same quarter. Isn't it weird, or isn't it convenient that Gary Gensler and the SEC timed that Wells notice perfectly to hit the pocket when there's lots of money in it? You see, Robinhood isn't known to be a fighter per se. Most of the time when they're sued or questioned by the government, they just throw in the towel and do what the government says. So there's a very good chance that Robinhood is just going to say, you know what? We made lots of money. Hey, Gary, how much do you want? And then the lawsuit goes away. They're not like Ripple or Coinbase who like to punch back. But I think, Gary is not an idiot. The government, they know what's happening. They saw, the reports before we did. They probably have tax filings and stuff already. They know who made how much. Heck, they have reports directly of all the trades that are happening on these platforms anyway. So they know who made the money and who didn't. So Gary is well aware of, what he's doing, right? So I'm not saying that's what happened, but I just find it really convenient that, he would serve the notice and kill two birds with one stone effectively. Talking about trading and retail and all that sort of stuff, we have gone a little bit more fearful than we were just a couple of days ago. I think this has nothing to do with the actual price of Bitcoin or the price of crypto or the prospects of crypto or any of that sort of stuff. I think people are just a little bit weighed down now by the prospects of what might happen in the Middle East and the fact that Russia is getting involved. And the IOC called a meeting that happened in the Gambia, by the way. All the Organization of Islamic Countries came together in the Gambia to try and discuss what to do about what's happening in the Middle East. We have, Israel being defiant. Now I've said too many keywords and this video is going to be blacklisted. Anyway, I think people are a little bit scared. People are a little bit fearful, hesitant, uncertain about what might happen. Now, if, Russia and the UK and the US and Germany all go at it, boots on the ground, everyone blowing everyone up, then the economy is going to plummet into absolute disaster. We're going to see a massive depression because all of the money is going to be spent, to drop things from the sky. Having said that, we're going to also see massive printing of money, and this might bring more money into the system. But what we're going to see is that it's not going to be like it used to be, because now we've got BRICS, who are mining gold, who have Africa on their side. Africa is where all the resources are. We have the Russian technology, you have the Chinese industry coming together to give us an alternative to the dollar. So the dollar printing might not be as effective as it's been in the past. So a lot of danger, a lot of uncertainty looming ahead. Bitcoin is actually the answer once people figure it out. But in the meantime, people are probably rushing to the old school stuff, gold, silver, property, land, etc. But as we can see, land is only as good as, there's nothing dropping on it from the sky, right? Your homes and property are only as good as, there isn't a tank outside with an artillery thingy pointing at you. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is a lot more resilient, is very, very mobile property, right? You can't pick up land and move. You can't pick up gold, bars of gold and cross borders, right? If you are Ukrainian, if you are, Palestinian or any of those people, and you had gold, you had land, you had property, chances are you've abandoned it. It could be blown up, taken over. If you had Bitcoin instead, with your seed phrase in your head, you can up and go. Wherever you find yourself, you can access it again. Mobile property. Michael Saylor's talked about this several times before in the past, and he's absolutely spot on. Anyway, I think as people realize what crypto really is, especially Bitcoin, I think everything is going to change anyway. Ripple, and the SEC, the dance continues. And I actually think, my personal opinion, no financial advice, that the settlement is closer than most people think. I've seen a lot of people leave comments in my videos. Anytime I mention XRP, I get these comments saying, oh, nothing's going to happen. It's going to go to the Supreme Court. It's going to go to the International Court of Crimes or whatever. I think we were kind of at the same point we were before the Taurus decision about XRP being or not being a security, where people thought, this is going to drag on for another 3 or 4 months. There's no how this is going to settle anytime soon. And then all of a sudden, I was in a cafe doing my own thing, and boom, I saw the green candle. I had to look at the news, and Taurus had made the decision. I think that's what's going to happen in this case as well. I think we're all just going to be doing something completely random, and then we're just going to see the green candle, and we're going to think, oh, what's happened? And I'm going to check the news. I'm going to hear that the SEC has settled with Ripple, and now we can really take off. Now, are we going to take off and go to the moon immediately? Probably not, because, Bitcoin is going to be doing its thing. If Bitcoin suddenly farts, then everybody's going down with Bitcoin at the moment anyway. There are some times that some of the coins defy that. And of course, we will see some defiance. We will see some green candles. But I think we're going to see a gradual rise with nothing in the future to sort of drag it down. If you've been paying attention, Gary Gensler has been going after all the other tokens effectively, except maybe Bitcoin at this moment. Ethereum isn't safe, Solana isn't safe, Cardano isn't safe, Avalanche isn't safe. None of the coins are safe. Not even the siblings of XRP. Stellar already is in trouble. The exchanges are in trouble. The only solution, of course, is for a lot of these tokens to just up and leave the United States. I mean, there are so many other countries in the world that they can operate in. There's no actual benefit of being based in the United States at the moment for all these tokens. You can just be based elsewhere. People will still buy. Someone wants to buy XRP from the United States. They can use a VPN. They themselves can buy via proxy. The days of, physical borders stopping people from doing what they need to do are coming to an end very, very quickly. And if the United States government and Gary Gensler aren't careful, they're just going to chase off all these great companies from the United States. They're going to end up in their rival countries. Russia will be happy to receive a lot of these countries. Many European countries like Hungary and Portugal will be very happy to be the base from which these people operate from. They'll be taxed appropriately. They'll bring income to those countries, and they'll bring innovation to those countries. Dubai will be ready to take them. There are African countries that will be more than happy. You might say that the infrastructure might not be there compared to the United States, but when it comes to a company, you can operate remotely and still have your infrastructure in the United States or elsewhere, right? The world is changing. We're moving into the information age. We're all connected now by the internet. And gone are the days when, your physical location was really the main limitation to how great you could be. That barrier has been taken away, peeled away from in front of us every day. Not financial advice, guys. Do your own research. This video is already blacklisted, said too many keywords. I'll see you in the next video if you ever saw this. Peace.